Welcome back to our YouTube channel, where in this video we're going to be doing something a little bit different, and we haven't done it for, I would say, probably a few weeks now, and it's going to be an authentication. And in this video we're going to be authenticating the Louis Vuitton Neverfull bag. So firstly, just before I start, the Louis Vuitton brand as a brand is the most forged brand in the world. The fake designer industry for it is massive. We've got to be on top of our game. We've got to be up to date with all the fakes. We've got to be up to date with how to authenticate all Louis Vuitton bags. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some of the tips and the tricks that we use when we're authenticating a Louis Vuitton bag. So this is a Louis Vuitton Neverfull. You can get it in 3 different sizes. So you can get it in the PM, the MM and the GM, and this is the MM size, so it's the medium size, and this one's the most popular size because the GM is, if you've seen it, it's massive, and the PM, it's quite a lot rarer. It's quite hard to get hold of, so that's why you don't really see it that much. And to be honest, it's quite small. For like a tote bag, it's quite a small bag. So the first thing we're going to start with on the bag is the stitching. So Louis Vuitton stitching, it should be clean, it should be even, and it should be symmetrical. So the first place we'll start is this place, and it's called the strap post. So it's just where the straps basically are attached to the bag. So if you look at it closely, you've got this V sign. So it comes from the side of the bag into the middle, and these should have 5 stitches coming from the side to the middle. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you look at it, like I said, it looks like a V. But if you look at it at a slightly different angle, it then looks like an L. And this is something that the fakes find it really hard to replicate because it's such a high quality skill to be able to do this. And all Louis Vuitton bags are handmade, so they are made to the highest of standards. And like I said, fakes just can't really replicate this. So if you've got a weird looking V at your strap post, it's probably not a genuine one. The next place of the stitching that we'll look on the strap post is the outside stitching. So the bit that comes out all the way and meets at the end here, it should be finished off with 2 double stitches on either side. So in total, 4 double stitches. So the next place we'll move on to is kind of like another strap post, but it's a strap post for the bag adjuster on the side. So this strap post, again, 4 double stitches running straight up, and again, clean, even and symmetrical. This also has a gold pin on it, and it has Louis Vuitton engraved. So if you look closely, it has Louis Vuitton engraved, and it should be really gold in colour and really shiny. And this is because they are oxidized. The next place we'll move on to is the actual strap adjuster. So the bit that tightens the bag on the side. This should have 5 double stitches on either side of the bag. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 symmetrical, even and clean stitches. The next part of the bag we will move on to is the side of the bag. So where it meets, it should be really clean. So there should be no overlapping of colours. So this bag is the damier beam print. So where you've got dark brown, the other side of the bag should meet with dark brown as well. So dark brown, and then where you've got light brown, it should be light brown and light brown. And again, the stitching running either side of the bag should be clean, symmetrical and even as well. There shouldn't be any stitches out of place. The next thing we'll move on to is the print on the bag. So this is actually the damier beam print. So you've got the checkerboard print with the little Louis Vuitton monograms inside this. So depending on what size bag you have, so you can have the PM, the MM and the GM. The actual placement of these Louis Vuittons change slightly different from the top. So no matter what bag you have, each Louis Vuitton little monogram should be 10 squares apart. And this is because it's just a big canvas, so it's a massive, massive piece of canvas that they cut to the right size. So there should be 10 little squares in between each, but the part that changes is how big it is from the top. So on the MM, it should be 5 squares down from the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the Louis Vuitton sign 5. On the GM, this changes because there's more canvas. On the PM, this changes because there's less canvas. So if you flip it onto the bottom, it's a new piece of canvas. So you won't find any other Louis Vuitton monograms except the one in the middle, because if you go 10 squares across, you can't actually go 10, you can only go 9. So the 10th one would be a Louis Vuitton monogram. So the next place to look at, which is really important, is actually inside the bag. So if you open it up like this, you will find the heat stamp. You should have this heat stamp here, located underneath the zip, and it should say Louis Vuitton Paris and then made in France. However, this where it says made in France could differ. So it could say made in Spain, made in USA, or made in France. And that's just obviously because there's different factories all over the world, so it does differ depending on where they're from. So if you're thinking, mine doesn't say made in France like this one, don't worry, because it can differ. So anyway, talking about where it actually says Louis Vuitton, the two letters that stick out that are slightly different from our normal way of writing is the L and the O. So the L is straight like what you would normally write it, straight up, and then it's a little stump when you go across. The next one would be an O. So the O next to L, Louis Vuitton, is really, really circular. And then the next important thing to look at is that where the R is placed. So the R should be placed directly above the V and the U, like in the middle of those two letters. If it's not, it won't be a genuine piece. So the next thing that I reckon is really cool about the Louis Vuitton bags is that you can actually flip them inside out and they will be the exact same shape. So, looking at the bag, look at that. That is turned inside out, and people do wear it like this. To be honest, personally, if I was advising people, I wouldn't do it like this because the inside obviously is now the canvas. So that now means that if you put stuff inside the bag, the canvas will get a bit ruined. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing that, but it's just a way of proving, like authenticating one of these bags. They should be the exact same shape, and it is. Look at that, it's perfect. And you can see the stitching here for the strap posts. It is lovely, like it's so satisfying. The stitching on Louis Vuitton bags are so satisfying. Like all the stitching here on the inside the strap post, the stitching all the way around. And again, if you turn it over, the stitching on the back of this strap post, the back of this strap post. The last thing we'll talk about is the date codes, and obviously fake ones can have date codes as well, but it's just going to be like, how can you read them? So on the Neverfull, it's located underneath the big pocket inside at the top right hand corner. So over the years, the way of reading Louis Vuitton date codes have changed. So back in the day, there used to be 3 numbers or 3 digits, but this has changed now to 2 letters and 4 digits. So the 2 letters represent the factory that it was made in, so in which country, and then the 4 numbers after it, it's quite hard to read. So the first and the third is the week in the year that it was made, and the second and the fourth is the year that it was made. So this date code is FL1119. So this means it was made in the 11th week of 2019. So that has been a little quick video of the tips and the tricks. There are plenty of other things to look out for, like the textures, the look, the colours of the bag, but this is really hard to kind of get across in a video. But we've given as much detail, as much kind of information as we can to authenticate a Louis Vuitton Neverfull. So if you've bought one off a Depop, off an eBay, if you've been given one, if you've been gifted one, and you want to know if it's authentic or not, have a little look at this video, have a little check through of this video, compare, contrast all the features that I'm telling you, and hopefully by the end of the video you'll be able to identify yourself without asking us if the Louis Vuitton bag is genuine or not. Thanks for watching. We'll be back on Wednesday with another something about designer. It will probably be another shoe review. Thanks for watching. Please remember, if you like this video, to hit the like button. If you want to see more of these videos, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to know when we release them, make sure you turn your notifications on. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.